ಓಕೆ, ಡೈಲಿ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಹಬ್ಬ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಆಯ್ತು, ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ? ಮಾಡೇ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ. ಬುಕ್ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಎತ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರಾ. ಹ ಪೂಜೆಗೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ತೆಗಿಬಾರ್ದಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ 3 ದಿವಸ ಬುಕ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇಟ್ಟು, ರೈಟ್. ಇನ್ನು ಉಳಿದವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹಬ್ಬ ಆಗೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರು ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ದೀಪಾವಳಿ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡೇ ಬರ್ತಾರ ಅವ್ರು. ಯಾವಾಗಿದೆ ದೀಪಾವಳಿ? ನವೆಂಬರ್ 12th. ಯೂಶಲಿ ಅಕ್ಟೋಬರ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬರವು. ಈ ಸತಿ ನವೆಂಬರ್ ಬಂದ್ವು. ಅದ ಓಕೆ. Canada's actions are violation of the Vienna Convention. Okay. So, ಕೆನಡಾ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಎನ್ಶೂರಿಂಗ್ ಸೇಫ್ಟಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾಟ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವಿಯೆನ್ನಾ ಕನ್ವೆನ್ಷನ್. ಅಂಡ್ ರೈಟ್ ನೌ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಮೆನಿ ವೇಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಕೆನಡಾ. ಸೊ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relation. Okay, VCDR. So VCDR says that, means it gives so many provisions to how to treat the diplomats, how to protect them. Fine. So India has said that cut down your size of the diplomatic relation on the basis of the parity. That means both the countries are not like same size. So they will be saying that, okay, you cannot send 1,000 diplomats to India. Okay, so cut down the relation. So, but and it is your duty to protect the diplomats in your state. Okay, but Canada is violating that. Okay, so they are not providing. India is putting allegation, means blaming Canada for the same reason. You are not protecting our diplomats in your place. It is actually very important. It is like as good as respecting the sovereignty of that country. If you are respecting them, it is sovereignty. Okay. So see, Vienna Convention on ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಬರೆಯಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, just you can see. Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations, an international treaty that provides the framework for conduct of diplomatic relationship between independent countries. Any two countries has to follow this. Means if they are signatory to that, usually almost all countries have signed. VCDR tries to balance interest and imperatives of the receiving states as well as the sending states. Okay, one will be receiving, another will be sending state. Canada's charge is very serious, but not borne out by the facts. Canada is keep on telling that you have killed that Khalistani So there is no facts to support that. India is saying that we have not done that, but simply it is blaming. India did not revoke the immunity of Canadian diplomats, and we have sent the Canadian diplomats from here. Did not give the privilege back to them. It asked Canada to cut down the size of the mission by taking back several diplomats based on the principle of parity. So it should be proportion. How many diplomats we have, and you should be having the same thing in our country, not more. Okay. India's demand was communicated to Canada through regular diplomatic channels, and Ottawa was given the adequate time to perform this task. At the most, it can be argued that had these diplomats continued to stay in India, they would have lost their diplomatic immunities. Okay. So that is hypothetical condition. If they were there, you would have also lost, treated like that. That Canada may blame. But this would be logical outcome of the sending state not taking back this diplomat despite receiving state's demand. And we are saying that you please, they are not obeying. Canada is violating the VCDR. Okay. This is different from Canada's charge that India had revoked diplomatic immunities. India did not declare any of these diplomats persona non grata. That is unacceptable person. There is a chance in VCDR to declare any diplomat as the unacceptable. That is a persona non grata. That means unacceptable person. Like that, it has not declared. Okay. However, as the receiving state, India has the right to do so under Article 9 of the VCDR. That's what, where it is mentioned. Article 9 of VCDR can say, it is not necessary that whomever you send will accept him, because we also need to take care of our country. So we may reject unacceptable person. You please send other diplomat. That is possible. Okay. Without explaining its decision, and also you need not tell why I am rejecting this person. So this is an important point. Article 9 of VCDR. Okay. Okay. The courts no fundamental right to marry is wrong. On that day, we also discussed. Previously, UPSC has asked that question, right to marry. It comes under implied 21. But it is saying that for this community, right to marry for this community, LGBTQ community, so is not available. Like that court has said. Okay. So it is wrong. That is what a senior advocate is writing. Even we felt the same thing. How you can discriminate one set of people, those who are enjoying all the rights, and one set of people not enjoying those rights. Correct? So same thing, he is also of the same opinion. Okay. So in Supriyo Chakrabarti case, that is what the recent, they said that we are not going to make the law. It is the duty of the state. It is the duty of the state. Okay. So it is talking about 4 or 5 cases, this article. How you can support in one case and not in other case. So it has taken 4 or 5 cases to understand what is the depth of this judgment decision. So in 2009, Delhi High Court read down section 377 of the IPC. You know this. Okay. in NAS Foundation. Okay. That is 377 is? What is that 377? Anyone? What is section? ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ತಲೆ ಅಲ್ಲಾಡಿಸ್ತೀರಿ, ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಂತ ಯಾರು ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ. You all know that ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹ್ಞೂ ಅಂತೀರಾ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ. What is section 377? What was 377 of IPC? Earlier it was same, means it was a criminal offense, same sex. Okay. So that was struck down. No, you cannot allow like this. It is their wish. Okay. So section 377 of IPC in NAS Foundation. In that case, so they have removed that. That means they have granted their right. I cannot say granted. They ensured their right. It was there from the beginning, but it was curbed during British time. So now it is. That was set aside in the Suresh Kumar Kaushal by Supreme Court in 2013, but ultimately upheld in NAS in Navtesh Singh. Again, it was reversed. Again, it went to court. But finally, in 2013 itself, in Suresh Kumar Kaushal case, finally it was decriminalized. That means it is okay. No problem in that. A law made by the British that criminalized sex between the non-heterosexual couples was punishable with 10 years imprisonment. Earlier, 10 years punishment was there. Okay. That means only the opposite genders can have sex. That was the notion. Remaining was punished. As a result, LGBTQI community suffered blackmail, torture, violence, harassment at the hands of earlier. Okay, using the same thing they used to target their lovers and families. A gay man, for instance, could not disclose his orientation for the fear of reprisals. In open, he cannot say like that. See, other people can easily say, I am the wife, I am the husband. Okay, so I am male, I am female. But for these people, they even cannot, they are fearing because they will be targeted. Correct? No? That means that the Article 21 was clearly violated. Their dignity means whatever they have orientation, they can say, right? But that was not there. This is what I heard from the clients who began coming to Lawyers Collective from 97. Means why they are fighting for this case. Why it is important. That's what I'm saying. Depth of that topic. What problem they were facing. Okay. So means he's telling his old experience in 2001 when they started means when they filed this case. At that time. Okay. Both Naz and Navtesh Johar did not strike down the Section 377. They held that adult non-heterosexual couples having physical relation with the consent in private would not be criminalized. Okay, means they modified it. So, in the meantime, even before Navtesh, these two are related to Naz Foundation and Navtesh are related to 377. Before this, National Legal Service Authority, okay, NALSA, that persons are entitled to identify their own gender. So, this is National Legal Service Authority, okay, we need like free legal aid. Okay, so it gives advice related to all the human right violations or any the legal service required by the people, that is citizens of India. National Legal Service Authority. Okay, so they said that the persons entitled to identify, they can identify, means recognize. Okay, they may be born as males, but if they want to identify as females or transgenders, they are entitled to do so. Correct. Whatever they may by birth, you cannot decide the orientation. So later, whatever they feel, they can recognize. The Transgender Persons Protection Act was passed by the Parliament, which provides procedure for changing one's gender and protection against discrimination. So later, Parliament also said the third gender. I hope you know that. Now you can put tick mark as third gender. That is in NALSA case, it happened. Okay. Earlier, if means even for UPSC, all exams, they wanted to opt means either they have to put male or female. So it is like you people may say like, what is there, sir? They can put something. Are you ready to put like male or males as females? Definitely not. It is against the dignity. But for third gender, they used to okay, okay, but finally, so that Transgender Protection Act was passed by the Parliament. Then, in many cases, the court itself has said, person is entitled to autonomy, dignity, privacy, and right to choose their own partners to live within marriage. So anyone is having that right. Okay. After Naute Johar, when one can have intimate relation with a person of any gender or sexual orientation, it is logical to assume that in that situation, couple are having physical relationship. They prefer for long-term relation. That means for marriage, based upon the court order itself, it can be easily allowed. That's what they're saying. Up to that level. So they want to have long-term relationship. So then why can't you allow marriages? Okay. For marriage, brings along with a host of advantage for the couple, including I on that day only told why marriage is important. So law of inheritance, adoption, correct? Hospitalization, all those things, whatever the things, okay, all benefits you will be getting if it is allowed. Marriage is allowed. Then, and also society, the moment it is recognized as a marriage, society will at least in future they will accept. Unless that sanctity is not given, they will not accept. Okay. A relationship less than a marriage is not considered by society to have same legitimacy. See, in India, that is marriage and third testano accept madalla, but at least over the time it becomes normal. Without that legitimacy, LGBTQ communities are stigmatized in society. They will ask such. This is a beautiful question for sociology. In they will ask first paper. Society is there, no? They will ask about this. What are the problems they are facing? What advantage they may get? So that's why they started asking right to marry. Please allow for that. Petitions were filed in Delhi and Kerala High Court, transferred to Supreme Court. That's okay. Next supporting point. NALSA case is there. Now the NAS Foundation and now the Johar case is there, right? And another thing is we have signed United Nations Declaration of Human. So in that also it is mentioned. That means India is accepting that, but why not recognizing? So the decision of Supriyo Chakrabarti is that there is no fundamental right to marry in India. In arriving at this decision, court ignored the fact that India is the original signatory to the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights. Neat points wise idave. Ready-made answer this article. So what are the points like supporting points? Why you have to recognize this as a fundamental right? The founding document of all human rights in the world. It is well known that Indian Constitution is greatly influenced by United Nations Declaration of Human Rights. We are also influenced from that, and we have copied so many things from that. As a signatory country to UDHR, legislation by Parliament and state legislature in India must means they must follow UDHR. Courts in India have interpreted the Constitution and statutes in line with UDHR. Many a times they have referred, see, UDHR says this, that's why it is correct. Article 16 of UDHR 1948 provides men and women of full age without any limitation due to race, nationality, and religion have the right to marry and found a family. So it is clearly highlighting Article 16 as okay. What it is saying? Means right to marry and found a family. It is his right or her right. So let them decide. The right to marry as a human right. In the face of this, it cannot be argued that it is not a fundamental right. So when you are taking that reference, but not accepting here, why? And another thing, Right to marry explicitly is not mentioned in our constitution. Correct. But many things are there, but implied right to privacy is also not mentioned explicitly. But it is fundamental, right? This ignores the Indian constitutional jurisprudence, where courts have interpreted constitutional provisions and enunciated the numeral rights in the liberal and expansive manner. That means always implied rights. Many rights are recognized as implied rights, though it is not mentioned, but it is having the same validity. Then why you are saying like this is not mentioned, so will not allow. Then Article 21 clearly highlights, okay, earlier. So if you are not knowing, in earlier case like 1951, okay, Gopalan case. So Article 21 was like a narrowly interpreted. That means right to life means if you have food, shelter, or basic needs, then your right to life is done. But in Menaka Gandhi case, it said that right to life with dignity means it is like very broad. It includes many aspects. Travel anywhere in the world, right to marry, right to live with anyone, so right to privacy, right. So many things are there. So dignity means it is not just one or two aspects. So much more is there. Okay. So that's what earlier a classical negative covenant on the state. It is on the basis that positive rights, including the right to education, food, environment, have been evolved. Earlier also we treated like that, but later we have taken into consideration in a wide angle. Then you must include this. Forget about the UDHR. Your own president says that you have accepted it. Next. See, even like if you're handcuffing a person in a public, that is also not allowed as per Article 21. It is harming his dignity. Okay, so they will cover their face and take no. Why? Because it is not yet proven. So he will be, society will treat him very badly. That's why they want to hide his face. To that extent, you are taking care of the right to dignity. So why not now? Next. So in Shankar Shukla case, Supreme Court has clearly mentioned UDHR Article 5. Okay. Means wherever required, you are referring that. Now, why not now? Now you can refer Article 16 and give the verdict like, okay, it is allowed. That after all, even while discussing the relevant statutory and constitutional requirements, court and council must never principle in the Article 5 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Okay. So Supreme Court has told that we cannot forget that whatever may be the thing here, but we cannot forget the core principles, whatever is mentioned in Article 5 of the UDHR Act. That is about dignity. Article 21, there in Article 5, dignity. Okay. So while stating about Article 21, Supreme Court has again and again said, so you cannot deviate from UDHR. Then why deviation now? Okay. So that's what Article 5 and our Article 21 almost same. Article 5 and Article 21. Article 16 also in support of the Article 21 only. That is right to marriage. So already I explained. In Menaka Gandhi case, Supreme Court relied on Article 10 of the UDHR. So 5 used, 10 used, 16 they are not using. Why? The Article 10 of the UDHR to read the principle of natural justice into administrative process. Okay. And yes, it has said that this is irony. I don't know why it has said like that. Court says that we cannot use foreign jurisprudence in case of legal issues relating to marriage, despite the fact that Supriyo Chakrabarti, the court has introduced the doctrine of intimate association borrowed from the US. Till now, they are saying that no. For this marriage gender, we will not use the foreign jurisprudence. Then till now we have used it, right? So forget about other cases. In the same same case. To develop the intimacy between two people, you are accepting that foreign jurisprudence that is borrowed from United States. But to accept their marriage, you are telling that will not involve the foreign jurisprudence. Why this? You are when it is like you are not at all using means no problem. But you are using in all cases. In this case itself, you are using that interpretation. But for this, to recognize marriage, you are not using. Why? Okay. And the transgender persons, they're telling that again, it is like they're using the old concept. So for a marriage, only man and woman should be there. So that's what it is saying, that for transgender, court holds marriage between a trans man and cis woman or between a trans woman and a cis man is legal. Means converted, but man and woman combination should be there. Okay. So that is correct, but there lies the irony. It needs to be appreciated that according to the logic and judgment, marriage is only legal between man and woman. That is biological man and woman. The court has rightly made the leap of biological sex to gender. There they have changed. Earlier rule was like biologically man, biologically woman must marry. Okay, but later they said that for marriage, even though they are transformed, but man and that's what they are telling. That is a trans man and cis woman is okay. Trans woman and cis man is legal. But man and woman ultimately were coming to one step we have taken further from biological sex. So why not another one step? That's what, if the leap was possible for biological sex to self-identified gender, it is difficult to understand why the leap could not be made for biological sex to sexual orientation. It's a very nice point. When you can interpret in that way, okay, why not this? Okay. So that's it. So it is very informative article. It is in-depth analyzing. Okay. Restoring the ecological health of the Himalayas. Please, you can read this. Day before yesterday also we have discussed one article related to Himalaya. Okay. It is on the same line. Please read that. Really is about political news. This is about above one is political news. Second, the ascent begins. ISRO has started a crucial phase of human space flight mission. Okay, so many years are yet to go for that, but for that preparation is started now. Okay, means we are trying one by one, but finally we'll send humans to space. That is the goal. Okay, so what they have tested is immediately something goes wrong, how they can safe land. Immediately after something goes wrong, immediately they can be, that can be taken to Bay of Bengal so that they'll be, their safety is ensured. That they have tried. Okay, but not with the real humans, just landing of that escape mechanism. Okay. ISRO commenced the first uncrewed, developmental flight of its Gaganyaan human spacecraft mission from Sriharikota. Now, real people are not there. They are trying. Okay. So, designated TVD1. The launch vehicle single stage rocket carried a crew module fit with a crew escape system. The real people are there also, mean they will be safeguarded. to an altitude of 12 kilometers. The crew escape system detached itself with a crew module from rocket and climbed up to 17 kilometers. In response to command, CA separated from the crew module, leaving the module to reorient itself before dropping over the Bay of Bengal. Okay. Just you can use it for experiment, means writing how we are planning. So you can read that, no problem. That about testing. A massive intelligence failure in Israel. So for us in mains, India means security. Security is one important topic. We can also learn from this. We ignore many times. That will be a problem for us. For example, in our home itself will be like, who will come, who will do. So that's small mistakes will be doing, correct? So that will be problematic in future, definitely. It will not happen in one day. And so a country like Israel with a strong intelligence failed. Why it failed? Okay. So it may happen to India also. It may happen to any country. So at least we have to learn from this. We should not ignore the points. Where it has gone wrong. That's what it is saying. Yes. These are all, and I only told that. Correct. If they attack, then only they can take Gaza Strip. If simply directly they went to take the Gaza Strip means whole world will cry. Whole world will target Israel. Now world is with Israel. Okay, playing the victim card. You know that? Playing the victim card. So that people will be having sympathy and support towards it. That is no evidence for that. As of now, we are saying that failure. There is no proof for that. But really it happened? Don't know. Alva. So that is the point. So the scale and complexity of the attack indicated that Hamas had been meticulously planning it for months. Suddenly, they did not attack. It was planned from several months. The cross-border incursion across the high-tech fence separating southern Israel from Gaza began with a rocket fire and involved the use of dinghies, bulldozers, motorcycles, paragliders, drones, daring explosive, all type of equipments they have weaponized. Everything. It may be bulldozer, it may be motorcycle, it may be drone, but everything, including an explosive, they used to it. Hamas targeted civilian settlements and military intelligence hub. Israel's inability to detect signs of the impending assault and take preventative action represents catastrophic intelligence failure. So same thing happened in 9/11. Twin towers were attacked. Okay. So here also it happened. So they are analyzing failure on multiple fronts. What all things happened? Israel does not seem to have had human spies penetrating Hamas in any meaningful manner. This is a familiar shortcoming in the intelligence agencies worldwide. We seek to recruit moles in the ideological driven terrorist organization. Okay. So intelligence collection. First thing is, you know that almost so many movies will be showing. They will be sending someone from their side. Okay, so that they will be acting as the intelligence units. So in means being with them, they will be sending the information. Okay, that is the traditional and common practice. Okay, but actually Israel did not do that. According to Israel, that Hamas is a very small terrorist outfit. What they can do? That's what the theme of this. The ignorance. the large, ignorance towards this Hamas. They did not expect what they can do, how much they can do. So easily we can crack down. That is the thing. So Israel's formidable electronic sensors and surveillance system along the borders did not work. They used to send artificial intelligence. They used to send whatever the suspicious activity and all those things. But Hamas overworked and they, deceived all those equipment, sensors, everything. Okay, which means they have studied in depth how they will send a message. So they make it like, okay, normal thing. Everything is normal. So that means how much they have planned. This failure is being attributed to high order of communication security practice by Hamas. Okay, means some words you speak, no, suddenly it will sense, okay, something is wrong. So they took the communication to very different level so that even that receiver sensors could not recognize that what is going on. Means they did not use the phones or digital communications so that they will track down and crack this Hamas plan. 50 years back also, it happened like that. Okay. The same thing. History repeats. That's why we call history repeats. Okay. So when the attack by the armies of Egypt and Syria during the Yom Kippur festival caught Israel unawares. Earlier also the same thing. 50 years back. Famously Kippur War, 50 years back exactly. Okay. So Egypt and Syria attacked. At that time also it happened like this. The available intelligence may have been misinterpreted. In 1973, Israel Defense Intelligence had assessed the Egypt and Syria were not likely to resort to war until they upgraded their air force. So that's what, never underestimate your enemy. Okay. Just because they are small, what they can do. Many times in the history, it is proven again and again. A big king will say, get lost. I don't want to kill you or punish you. Later, it will become a big threat for him. Because he thinks what he can do. Okay. So here also they say they thought they assess their levels. Okay, they cannot fight in this level, so they have to upgrade. If they go for upgradation and all, then we will worry. But before that, they attacked. In fact, they got a warning also. Somebody warned him. Means there is a possibility, but still they ignored what they can do. So Israeli intelligence may have believed that Hamas' exercise of political control over Gaza since 2007 had made the group pragmatic and that continued financial from the Qatar and grants of permits to Palestinians daily wage of work. That what they're saying is, so they have accepted the situation. Israel thought that already we are living side by side. They have become pragmatic. They have understood this is how it will be. So they will not go for this one step further because the people from here are working there, people from there are working here. So it is they have pragmatic means practical. So they will not go to such level. And here they are talking about, see, this is an example how political things will destabilize or what I can say, weaken the things, weaken the security things. That is very, very important. Okay. So here in Israel also, so that political instability means with whom he is taking support from other people and running the government. So always when you are strong, you can take bold decisions. Okay. And the other side, in that side, we know that Palestinian Liberation Army, PLO, that is run by Fatahs. They are okay, right? That Fatahs are okay with no, like no separate means independent Palestine completely. So they have accepted. Okay, Israel is also there. We'll also be there. Like, but Hamas are not ready to accept that. Okay, so that side also political division. This side it is not complete control under so the head of the state. Okay, so that also weakened the thing. That is also one reason that Hamas used that and attacked both the side. There, one group is accepting here. Here also same thing. I told on the day, like two times they got a Nobel Peace Prize because they are successful in solving this conflict, but both were killed two times. Okay, so that's what when the fight is between within the state, that is obviously dangerous. If there is a united stand, then something will happen. But here, Fatah will support, Hamas will not. Opposite side also same thing. So they also want like Israel should be means whole Palestine should belong to Israel. So there also somebody will be supporting, somebody will be opposing. So political, see, according to me, political stability is very essential for everything. If that is there, all will progress. Whether it's a commercial, whether it is a defense, anything you take. Okay. Okay. So this is about data point that how much the wars are affecting. You can take some data from this. Okay. So in last 15 years, how the Gaza is suffering. So what is the growth level? What is the harm on the GDP? So some data you can take. So how wars are not good for anyone. That only is the conclusion. ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಲ್ಲ. Okay, but wars will keep on happening for one or other reason. Read this. How fluorescence is helpful. Okay, let me ask about fluorescence. Okay. Dust suppressants. Dust suppressants. What is the meaning of that? Climate suppressant. Because where high pollution is there, so they are using dust suppressants. Okay. Along with water, they will mix some salts. So they will spray on the roads. So that will settle the dust and also the smoke particles. So that helps. That is even practiced in China, even in Delhi. Okay. So just remember that. See, the salts of calcium and magnesium. The salts of calcium and magnesium which absorb the moisture. Okay. Which absorbs the moisture. Why they are absorbing moisture? Hmm? It will create to smog. Smoke plus fog. Oh, another, see, smoke itself is the problem. Smog is another problem for traffic movement and all. So that's why that will absorb the moisture and also settle down the dust. So that's why dust suppressants are used. Hmm. No. So even the smoke will be settled down. Means whatever the dust particles are there, that will settle down along with this dust suppression. Atmosphere it will take down. So that is what they want. Okay, that's why dust suppression. Some beautiful uh, videos there. I'll show that. Hmm. See, can you see this photo? Video is also there. You can later watch that. Oh, it's video only. They are spraying that. Rainbow is the rainbow is not the purpose. Okay. The mist particles created a vibrant rainbow. Okay. But the purpose is dust suppression. To suppress the dust in the city, it is being used. With explanation, another video is there. You can see that. Okay. Anyway, fine. So one news item was there. Consumer body issues notice to IAS coaching centers for misleading ads. Okay. So one ad came like out of 933 selections, 733 selections are from our institute. Okay. So for that, CCPA issued a notice. So on what ground you are saying that? Okay. So that is misleading. So please understand that Central Consumer Protection Authority, because many people will see that and they will join that, right? So consumer will be protected under Central Consumer Protection Authority. Okay. So what is that? Actually, earlier it was 1986 Consumer Protection Authority. It was amended, okay, in 2019. Almost all acts are being changed. Okay. So please understand, this is very important in prelims as well as mains. They will ask consumer protection. Many times I have told what is your right, MRP. Okay. So MRP is over. After that, you cannot say cooling charge, that charge, you cannot say all those things. You must take MRP. That is why it is mentioned maximum retail price. Can give discount, no problem, but you cannot charge more than the MRP. And knowing the information, what is there, content. Also, I have said like what is there. Okay, what is the content? I hope I also told Nestle example. Monosodium glutamate, MSG. Monosodium glutamate. What is that? In noodles, they used to put to MSG. So rule says that it should not be above 1%. Okay, but it has to mention that. They did not mention that. No MSG is there. Actually, that is the addictive. It will, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟಂಗ್ ಇದನ್ನ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಬಡ್ಸ್ ನ ಮಾಡಿಫೈ ಮಾಡು. That's why I feel like it. Okay. So in PVRs and all, so all these are taste bud modifiers. So they make you feel like, okay, I need it. This is good. Okay. The MSG also like that. So when without mentioning they were just supplying, tons of noodles packs were crushed, destroyed, because it was banned. Got it? The same way, that is like misleading. You whatever is there information you should put. Sugar free, it should be sugar free. Simply you cannot put. Whatever is there, you just mention fat content, carbohydrate content, saturated fats, everything they will be mentioning in the packet. Okay, that is your right. That's what they are saying, consumer right. But in loose, I also said that in loose, all the rules are going here only. Okay, completely violating, no doubt about it. So the authority, the Central Consumer Protection Authority, constituted under Section 10(1) of the Consumer Protection Act 2019. That is first point. It earlier 86 was there. Now it is even wider. More points are added for consumer. Offense such as providing false information regarding the quality or quantity of a good or service and misleading advertisements. It also specifies the action to be taken if good and service are found dangerous, hazardous, or unsafe. In all aspects, it will protect you. For example, expiry is over. So he has sold the drug to you. Okay. In that scenario, you will be protected. But you need to have the slips and all. Then he will say that they have not taken from our shop itself. Slip, but that will be there, record will be there. Some serious thing means definitely they will get the information. Okay. So CCP introduced the new act aims to protect rights of consumer by cracking down on unfair trade practices, false and misleading advertisements that are detrimental to the interest of the public and consumers. CCP will have the powers to inquire and investigate the matters relating to violation of the consumer rights. Okay. Even suo moto, that means on their own they can do that. Or on a complaint received or direction from the central government. In any case, they will ask which of the following are true regarding Central Consumer Protection Authority. So they can do on their own. Government can instruct or complaint. Consumer will be giving complaint. Section 228 talks about misleading advertisement. Okay. So falsely describes a product or service, gives a false guarantee, are likely to mislead the consumer as the nature, substance, quantity, or quality of such product or service. So Bornvita case, you know that? So they say that it is a health drink. Somebody said that what is a health drink in this? Okay, because it is a sugar only. How sugar will be health drink? But later they came up with that it is not like we are telling it to consume directly. If you put for 1 glass of milk, what is the content of sugar in that? That will be negligible. Okay. So you have to take it like that. We are not recommending it like eat it directly. So see, if you know the law, okay, you can circumvent like anything. So then that video was removed from YouTube. Okay. But there's the falsely describes such product, false guarantee, likely to false guarantees are so many in our actually CCPA should act very strongly. So many like medicines, in the name of medicine, they'll say that for pakka cure will happen for this disease. ಹೌದಾ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಕೇಳಿದಿರಲ್ವಾ? ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ರಾಮಬಾಣ 100% ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೀ ಪೇನ್, somebody highlighted that ortho advertisement will come, no? Ortho, if you put that, you can walk easily. Huh? Pain will go away. One who has done that ad, no? So he's going in wheelchair in airport. Okay. No, then they have given that ad. If that Artha has cured his problem, why is the so misleading? That's what. It may be nature, substance, quantity, or quality. In any angle, if it is a deviation, then convey an implied representation which, if made by the manufacturer, seller, or service provider thereof, would constitute an unfair trade practice. Okay. Implied representation also the same thing. Implied means the purpose is to convey that. So like that also they will consider. No, we have not directly promoted like this, means they will not say. How about this? They will promote Kingfisher water. Is it okay? Kingfisher water. ಏನಪ್ಪ? ಓಕೆನಾ? That what is their purpose? Is it to promote the water? Their aim is to promote something else. Okay, because there are restrictions to put advertisement for liquor and all, means all times. So many restrictions are there. For water, no problem. So they'll put the same brand. Actually, their intention is to sell that one. Okay. So for that, how they will trade? Some case will happen, then let us see what they will. Okay. Deliberately conceal important information. That MSG example, monosodium glutamate, they did not mention. They have to mention it. So deliberate concealing the information. But their intention may not be that. But actually that created a huge loss to that company. CCPH, okay, so one example they are taking, that section 228, that where they claimed 682 selections are from our institute. So they have sent a notice. Then they have come up with, but everyone knows that that will not be correct. All over India, 1,000. Getting one rank itself is very big thing. Okay, if all out of 1,000, 70% are from one institute. It's very difficult. So that's what they're, that Kota, Rajasthan Kota is very famous, right, for coaching industry. Okay, every even now and then suicide cases will be reported. That much pressure. So for that, court order came, stop these mock tests. It is put no, because of that only they are under pressure. They are suicide, doing suicide and all. To that extent, it went. And section 21 gives the power to crack this misleading advertisements. Okay. So authority may impose penalty up to 10 lakh with imprisonment up to 2 years on the manufacturer endorser who is providing that false advertisement. It may go up to 15 lakh penalty and 5 years term. This also they will ask. What is the penalty? Because they want to know, the consumer should know their rights. So that's why they will put this question. Prelims alli question kelaka there is. That's why whenever they toothpaste ad and all, so below line you have to say, to escape from this, they will be writing that. Germ killing 97, 99%. And on what study they will be mentioning, that is important. It is not WHO study. Clean. This is a number one toothpaste recommended by dentist. So some small group is there. From that, they have done the trials and all that they will be putting their use. You must see this from the clinical trials. So from that data, this is the number one. It is not number one in the whole world recommended by WHO. So because it should not become false advertisement, no, for that purpose, they will be putting all these things on the bottom. Nodidira? Simply there are some clinical trials, South Asian Dental Association, some association will be there. From there, they'll be getting this recommendation. A small group. So they are recommending this. People will not see that, you know that. They want to show that this is the number one. So like that. Okay. Okay, we'll stop here.